Good morning. Good morning. Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome on in. Come on, let's go. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. We back with the Sorry Is True podcast and all that. It's your boy ARP. Shout out to the chat on the way in. Shout out to the members. Shout out to the mods. Y'all see the title. Diddy sentence. Did he beat the system or take an L? I'm seeing a lot of mixed reactions on the internet. You know, some people feel like, man, they hit him. They hit him kind of tough with this 4 years, you know, and obviously he wasn't expecting that. He had bookings in Miami next week, right? Speaking engagements. I still think that was tactical for court and it just didn't work. It backfired. That's my opinion. But some other people look at it like, I mean, hell, he could be out in shorter than that. Like, you might have to serve only 85% of the time, right? So, and it's not like that's a big chip off the block, but he's also got time served with it. We're going to go over the breakdown of when he can possibly be out. Still, you saw his reaction. We're going to pull that up as well. He didn't expect that. As far as the rest of the news today, we got a lot of flash segment related stuff. So after we covered Diddy, yeah, we got the ladies. We got a little bit of drama. We got somebody calling out the president. We got somebody sitting in the back seat of a police car allegedly snitching. I don't know. Got a couple funny ones to close out. We got a raid. Somebody's business was raided. Ooh. We got a battle rapper also that I need to bring up to close out the stream. Is that good? Is that bad? You're just gonna have to hang around and see. All right. So happy Saturday, everybody. Once again, before I get started. What I got going on? What I got right after this, I'm running out. Yeah, I know I said I was gonna get him yesterday. I just couldn't make it. I'm definitely going after this. All right. After this stream is over, I'm getting myself together, getting cleaned up, change my clothes. And what time do they open? I got to double check what time Best Buy opens. But I'm heading over there, grab my new headphones. Also, I'm going to try a new humidifier because the one I have is on some rinky-dink cheap. It don't even come on unless you add salt to it. Damn thing didn't even have an on and off switch. It only turns on by plugging in the cable. I was just like, I ain't doing that. And I don't want to forget to unplug it in the morning some days when I'm rushing out. I'm cool. I think it did have an auto shut off for safety. But anyway, that little cheap ass Vicks thing I brought on stream the other day. Nah. While I'm in Best Buy, I'm going to look for a real humidifier as well as some comfortable, headphones. Other than that, I do got a little bit of work. Then by the time I get back to the crib, probably hit the gym. If I can, I'm going to try to sneak in a nap because we might be going out tonight. And my old ass can't be going out after 8, 9 o'clock unless somewhere along the line I took a nap. Or else I'll be the grubby person there like, yo, where we leave it? Where we I might go out tonight. We'll see. I ain't been out locally in a second. But other than that, the day is the day. Hopefully get a nice little Saturday rolling. So we'll see. All right. What was this real quick before I get started with the title? Have you heard about the Kyron Lacey case? I have no clue what that is, G. Maybe I'll take a look at it towards the end of the stream. We'll see. ARP got a new necklace. Observant folks. I see Go Lions in the chat. Yeah, football. I got my Ravens hat on and I also got pink on. So we'll dance through that. But all right, let's get started. Let's start to walk. Y'all ready to walk? Let's walk. The aftermath of the sentencing from Diddy's court appearance yesterday. It's all over the place, but let's start with some of his lawyers. I want to get to Brian Steele. I want to get to Mark. I want to get to even some of the male escorts that popped out there. Let's walk.
Yeah, we are planning to appeal. I want to hear them, bro. We are planning to appeal. We think we have strong bases to appeal. The strongest basis is that the jury reached a verdict on coercion. It found there was not coercion, and I think the judge said coercion today as a basis for a sentence at least a dozen times. We think that is unconstitutional. We think that a jury verdict should mean more than our jury's verdict seems to mean. And so we are planning to appeal.
If
Absolutely. Files a cross appeal. What would happen in that regard if they filed a cross appeal and then could Sean Diddy Combs get a higher sentence?
He would not get a higher sentence, and they're not gonna cross appeal. We're gonna appeal. We think we're right, and they'll respond to the appeal, and it'll be decided by the Second Circuit as soon as.
Tell us about the conversation you had with your client after the sentencing.
Consensual. The judge clearly thought the sexual encounters weren't consensual.
Because he's biased.
Make him his remarks.
He's biased.
I'm happy to go. So we think that's just absolutely inconsistent
Brian,
with the jury's verdict. I mean, the jury's verdict was resoundingly clear. There was no sex trafficking. There was no racketeering. Everything was consensual. Everything was adult, which is why he was convicted only of the prostitution offense. What we feel happened today was that the judge acted as a 13th juror, one that we did not choose, and that he second-guessed the jury's verdict. So, yeah, we are planning to appeal.
I want to hear them, bro.
Is that the vibe? Think about it. From the statement of the judge, which we're going to pull up again and read here in a second, nigga called them a 13th member of the jury, pretty much that his judgment is based on not agreeing with them. Ooh. All right, let's continue. Let's hear a little bit more reaction from Diddy's lawyers. Wow. Talk about a call out.
So what happens next?
We're going to, over the weekend, figure out what the best place is for Sean to go. Ask the judge to make that as a recommendation. And we're already starting drafting the appeal.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
So what happens next?
Did we not think that an appeal was going to come right away, regardless, right? Even the week, was it the week of or the week before? They tried to get it tossed, and of course that was thrown out. I thought that was like one of those last minute Hail Marys. Fuck it, like we're gonna try things because it's within our power to try it. And he's got the legal team, he's got the money to do it. Nobody thought that was gonna happen, right? I thought it was gonna be even a very, very low possibility of even the stunt that they pulled at the time of the verdict. Remember, hey, we got this bag of money right here. I'm gonna park my plane. All I need to be is in Manhattan and Miami every once in a while. Judge, we want to walk outside right now. Even the judge is like, hold on, wait, what? Let me collect my thoughts. Let's come back after lunch and talk about this. So they make powerful moves, very, very powerful moves. It's a powerful legal team. Diddy is a powerful guy. Even people's out here complaining about, well, not complaining about, but even writing letters to the judge that they're fearful because of his power and his reach. So none of this shit shocks me. And the grounds for all the appeals that was just mentioned, very, very tactical, very logical from what we hear there from a legal standpoint. I would love to get my hands on that appeal paperwork ASAP once it's filed and actually come up here and read it with y'all, because it's going to be pretty much directed towards the judge. So things like coercion, okay? For Diddy to beat charges of racketeering and only end up with things like the prostitution and the Mann Act, you know, the type of even the verbiage that the judge is saying during the sentencing is catching their eyes. Like, wait a minute, this is not fitting. And didn't we go over yesterday and cover the fact that the judge was saying things during the sentencing, his sentencing speech, that he had to correct himself on, right? So he clearly did send a message. That's his own words. We'll pull that up in a second, but all right, let's continue with reaction. There was a lot of people out there, including one of, should I still say alleged? One of the alleged male escorts. What was his nickname? The Punisher. Remember, he took the stand, y'all. He pretty much has always been in favor of Diddy, though, right? He was kind of advocating for him when he did his round of media. I think he made it to Vlad and some other platforms, and he was saying he never felt like it was an consensual. He always felt like Cassie was in a comfortable spot. He never saw any abuse. He never saw any force of nature. You know, he's just getting paid and going with the motions of what he perceived of this rich couple wanted for their sexual pleasures, right? Of course, we already pretty much believed, though, that he was beating on her even outside of the hotel video, right? Just because he didn't see it. But from a sexual freak-off standpoint, which is one of the things that Diddy obviously is being punished for by the judge when it comes to the choice of sentence, right? In this particular case, you know, you got people advocating for him, and he's out there. He's holding his book up while he's talking. You got to sneak your promotion in at the same time.
You testified in this case.
Yes.
and now he's been sentenced 50 months. How do you feel about that?
So, look, in my all honesty, when I came down here today, I was actually hoping for time served. And that was just purely based on the case law. You know, I kind of understand the law, and I saw other people with the same conviction. But after hearing the judge, and the judge pointing out that, you know, after apologizing from the hotel video with Cassie and then being under investigation, he had a freak off with Jane that he actually abused her. And the judge has to respect the victims and their experiences. I think the time he got was warranted.
I definitely think that Diddy got a light sentence. I feel like it was a slap on the wrist based off of all that he did. But I think he did get off easy. He beat the RICO, which 20 years to life. And then Cassie and the prosecutors were pushing for 11 years. So 4 years with time served, a $500K fine. I think he got off easy, and I don't think he should appeal.
It was exactly
Don't
what I
think he should
expected. I had a
appeal.
feeling
Oh,
the judge was
shit.
going to do something kind of down the middle, 3 to 5. But after today, I will say I was a little surprised that he favored the defense more, because earlier, the way he was speaking, I thought he was going to give him a way larger sentence.
A 15-month sentence, I think, is fair, especially because he's only going to end up spending doing 85% of the time, plus he gets time served. So he'll be out in about, 3 years? 3 years in a week? So it's not too bad. It's better than doing life in prison.
I feel I think 4 years a lot. I told what I've been less than that. I'm disappointed, to be honest. I don't know how the kids feel. For me, just from the outside looking in, and looking at the for Sean Combs, 4 years a lot.
Actually, I think it was a lot less than what I expected, given the temperature, how the judge was acting. He seemed like he was so pro-prosecution in everything that they said. And when he went well below even what the probation department suggested, I was like, oh, okay. I didn't expect time served at all. I thought that he was going to go way above, closer to the prosecution, just given how he responds to like their motions, how he speaks. So I thought that he got better than what I expected.
Diddy, I think it was a fair sentence, because originally he was serving life in prison. So to go from life to 4 years, I think that was pretty fair.
I definitely think it was appropriate, given all the details and information from the witnesses. That year that was time served, I really think it was just to protect the witnesses from, things that could have happened, if he were to get out early release. I think it was definitely fair.
I think it's fair because he was up against 20. So to get 4 out of 20, that's not bad.
You testified in this case.
Now, going back to his point that he mentioned. So once again, he's showing up pretty much in favor or support of Diddy. And he mentioned once the judge got around to saying you had a freak off later on where you also allegedly abused Jane, aka allegedly Daphne Joy, aka 50 Cent's BM, allegedly. And that's later on. You know what that looks like to me? That's like the person that says, I'm a new man. I've changed my old ways. And he says that, like, let's say in February. Okay. But then, you get caught doing some shit in December. Right. And the judge looks at it like, I don't really believe that you're a change. Instead, I feel like you presented one, you went through those motions, cool, but then you got caught because the amount of time. It's one thing if it's just a Cassie video, for example, right? Let's say Cassie comes to him, and we'll use Kanye's theory, all right? Cassie comes to him and says, give me $30 million, allegedly. Diddy says, what? Kick rocks. You ain't even my girl no more. You over there with the trainer. You got a new man and all that. I moved on too. Fuck it. It is what it is. You want to do a freak off, holla at me. Other than that, money, beat it. allegedly. And she says, all right, cool. Extortion time. About to write a book. He denies that as well. I'm using Kanye's theory. This is what Kanye told us, right? I will still say allegedly for Kanye as well as the allegations. So he denies that as well. Then this lawsuit comes, and the threat of what she has to bring to the table publicly in less than 24 hours, he settles. Later on, we found out how massive of a payment he made to her and said, yeah, they opened the floodgates, all these other lawsuits, 1-800 Tony Busby pops up. All of this stuff is going on. When that video comes out, fast forward, of him beating Cassie in the hotel, if that's the only thing, right, being that you pay Cassie, we don't know what all this freak off stuff and all this nasty stuff and all this abuse, right? None of this is out yet, right? You're still in good favor with the public. You're still a free man. You're not even charged at this point. Your houses weren't even raided yet at this point. Now, you get to a point where that video comes out. Fast forward. If that's the only situation, you get to have a better shot with the judge saying, I was tripping that day. I was tripping that one particular moment. I got high. She said something that was crazy. I lost it. I'm sorry. It'll never happen to again. Give me the chance to right my wrongs. Give me a second chance. The judge is looking at it like, this ain't no second chance. This is a 200th chance. If you continue to beat on that girl, your girlfriend that you live with in that apartment, maybe I shouldn't say apartment. Maybe I should say that crib. If you continue to put hands on that woman over an extended amount of time, that's who you are. That's who I believe you are. You know the saying, when somebody shows you who they are, you should believe them. Now, you do got a bunch of, I don't want to say stupid. I want to be sensitive, because there are situations where women feel like they can't leave or they're scared to leave. There are situations where it's just like, yo, girl, like in the public, we see you supporting the shit out of this nigga. We see you standing right next to him on the red carpet or at the shows or on stages, right? We see it, right? But we got this whole track record of years of him putting his fucking hands on you. And then you start to have people arguing consent, the luxuries of life, taking the good with the bad, right? But either way, it's an extended amount of time. So when you're a judge, how do you look at that? You look at him and say, nigga, this is really you. And even after this particular situation right here, you went and did it again. I don't think that you're some changed person. And if you are, it's because you got caught and you did prison time. But as far as me punishing you for what you did while you was a free man, I'm not just looking at a one-off scenario. And it's like, give him a second chance. You was doing this shit for 10, 20, 30. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. I understand where he's coming from with that type of outlook. I do, because some people get right on camera and swear to you up and down, I'm a changed man. They full of shit. They're good actors. They're good liars. And sometimes even the woman standing next to them will carry the story with them. But behind the scenes, there's multiple situations of them getting fucked over, getting abused, getting hit on, and all types of shit. Why they still are there? That's a question for them. You got toxic relationships all over the place, but toxic or not, the man isn't supposed to be putting his hands on that woman, right? It does make you a piece of shit if you just continually be abusive to not just a woman, but your woman. Makes you a piece of shit, by the way. All right, let's go on, because you see the title says, did he beat the system or take a L? And you see I got people like Cassie and Jane, allegedly, and 50 in the thumbnail. Let's continue to move. How do y'all feel about Cassie? So going towards that direction, Judge in Diddy's case praises Cassie and Jane Doe for coming forward. I want to say we heard you. All right, so this came out of Inner City Press yesterday while he was inside the courts tweeting updates. Judge, I want to speak to the strong women who came forward. Miss Ventura and Jane, you've been through trauma, and we can't imagine. Miss Ventura said it was forced sex and degradation. I want to say we heard you. Judge, you weren't just speaking to the jurors, but to other victims. You stood up to power. It's not easy. Violence behind closed doors doesn't have to stay secret forever. Ain't that true? I know you still bear trauma, but you've taught us you don't have to stay a victim. Ladies in the chat, that is a blow. Ladies in the chat, y'all fuck with this judge. He stood up for y'all. He stood up for abuse. And I don't even have to just say only women, because allegedly along the way, we've seen civil suits even that were filed from men, right? But it's a message. You don't have to be a part of the actual trial, right? But even if you feel like somewhere along the lines you were affected by Diddy directly or indirectly, allegedly, right? It's a message. And Cassie and allegedly Jane or Daphne Joy allegedly, they're standing at the front of that. And Cassie's letter, that last minute that she wrote to the judge, it's impactful. It's part of the sentencing, but the judge has his position on things, period. Now, if we go back to what we heard his lawyers say, Diddy's lawyers say, Mark, when I read tweets like this, and when I hear Mark's angles towards why they think there's an appeal, and then we discuss things that he wasn't convicted of, that was mentioned as reasons to constitute the sentencing that he got, there's a personal element there, in my opinion. I don't know. I feel it a little bit from the judge. You want to say that that's not their job. It's for them to be black and white, right? And I'm pretty sure that's what Diddy's judges are flipping through hoops for over right now. They feel like there's a personal element there. Mark just said it. He said he thought he acted or conducted himself with the sentencing like he was the 13th juror, as if he didn't agree with the jury's verdict. So now he's making up for it via the sentence. It's a personal thing. Okay. Look at that tweet. I want you to know that we heard you. All right. Another reaction. I didn't pull this one up yesterday, but you see this everywhere on every single page. The drawing in courtroom sketch of Diddy's reaction to receiving the actual sentence. Courtroom sketch shows Diddy dropping to his hands and knees after being sentenced to 50 months. If I wanted to be objective, I can say you don't know if he did this out of happiness or if he really was pulling a little dirk right here. You know, the sketch of the face damn near looks like it's crying or sad as fuck. But even this sketch right here of him holding his forehead, come on, y'all. That man thought that he was getting out yesterday or next week or time served and just get he thought he was leaving. He really did. He thought it was like, I'm out of here. All right. This is what I want to do now, and then we're going to get into answering the title. And so we mentioned yesterday that video that they edited and put together and was played in court. Yeah, we predicted it. We was able to find that on the internet. It's all over the place. So let's play this. Let's see how this played on the heartstrings in the courtroom, how the judge may or may not have interpreted watching something like this, how his family we saw Lauren's report yesterday, right? Said a lot of people in there was crying. And by the time Diddy's daughter spoke, even Diddy broke down a little bit like, oh. All right, let's see. Was this a good move?
What you've given to the world, I don't think you know, man.
When my baby cries.
You gotta give her a bottle then. Know that you mean something to people. Know that you mean something to people, that you live somewhere in people's heart. My nose fell off! No, my lip fell off! Thank you. You hear it? You inspire, you energize, and you've left that for the rest of the existence of this planet, man.
One thing about great producers is they make you want to do better and be better about what you do. And he made me feel like I could do anything and go anywhere.
From New York. I love New York. I love the city of New York. I love the children of New York. I wanted to do something good. I wanted to get my generation in the hip-hop community behind us. They come through in a big way. And we wanted to raise some money for the children of New York City for health and education. We have a huge education crisis. And, you know, this is just a start. It's something we're going to be committed to. I'm going to be committed to for a lifetime. And it's no better way than taking it to the streets. It's a beautiful city running all around. The city's going to be painful. It's going to be rough. But, you know, if we get through it, then it'll show kids and everybody else that, you know, finish what you started and you can do anything you put your mind to. Any of y'all go to public school? Yeah. Okay, y'all running to raise money for your schools. So y'all get more books and computers and stuff like that. I just feel like it's important that us, you know, young adults of power, that we look out for y'all. and we utilize our power to make sure y'all all right in the future. Put everything you can into your work. You know, don't think the cool thing is not to do your work. Don't think the cool thing is to hang on the corner with your friends and to talk about stuff that ain't gonna protect your future.
What did you learn about him as a man who was taking up a new sport?
Well, you know, I was actually very impressed. You know, a lot of people think it's just a celebrity stunt, that he isn't serious about his running. He is as serious about his running, has been the last 9 weeks as a lot of these guys in the lead pack. I mean, he's really devoted and dedicated himself to running. You know, he's had some knee problems, and a lot of people don't think he's going to finish. He is going to finish, even if he has to do it on one leg, because he's raised a lot of money for kids' charities, and he's not going to let all those people down.
Let's go. Where we going? We're going straight to the top, baby. Let's go is a constant reminder. Let's go. Boom. Live in the present. Sometimes, you know, you daydreaming. Sometimes, you know, Uncle Diddy got to hit you with let's go. Clap it up on the sideline. Let's get our energy right. Come on. To make sure that you pursuing your dream, that you staying focused. Let's go. Let's keep going forward. Let's go means let's be positive. Let's take it up another notch. Let's go spend time with our kids. Let's go. Let's give thanks to God. Let's go. You know, let's turn it up. Let's get in the vocal booth. Let's stop procrastinating. Let's go. You know, let's understand what it's going to take to achieve that dream. So instead of talking about the guns and the violence, I was always talking about a better life. Places we didn't go before. Things we never wore. Cars we never drove. Houses we never lived in. I think I brought an aspiration to hip-hop. Tried to take it out of just being street. My whole stuff was a fantasy and a dream that I always felt would come true.
I started out just like you guys. I come from New York. I grew up in Harlem. I used to have to wear a uniform every day. Had to get up early in the morning, had to travel to go to school. I worked hard, just like you guys are working. This country and this world we live in may have plans for y'all. I didn't listen to that, and I don't want y'all to listen to it either. Y'all are great. Y'all are kings. Y'all are queens. Y'all are leaders. I just got so excited because this is truly a dream come true for me. And I'm happy to say this is our third school we have opened. This official. When we come together as a people, nothing can stop us. What I want to do with my freedom is, you know, make sure that I can make change.
And I found out that Mr. Sean Diddy Combs posted me on Instagram.
We met Sean Diddy Combs for the first time, and Sean gave Trey a $25,000 grant, which allowed us to open a physical store.
Revolt, as one of the only Black-owned networks, we have to own something. We have to have something that's ours. We have to have something that we can control our narrative, and we could speak about things that are important to us, and we could have a platform and a foundation to be free. But I want to get advice from y'all. I want to not just have a one-way conversation.
We need a platform where they can put artists that are different, really different, that we can get a shot on other stations.
Working for Revolt TV and working for Diddy was absolutely life-changing. It was the best job I've ever had. I learned excellence through him.
I don't see enough of things truly changing. And I don't understand how we are the richest, most powerful country in the world, and it seems like we can't solve the problems within our own communities. African American communities are last. And the only people that are going to change that is us. We have to stand strong together, and we have to get to that change.
You will change the world.
I've been to hell,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna make it.
you want to make it. That's right. Now I got something for you. Remember I told you I had a present for you?
Yeah. Ain't that pretty?
This is a heart, because you're my heart.
Oh.
All right?
Okay.
You my heart.
Okay.
May God bless you and keep you happy and keep you thinking positive. Everything's not going to be perfect at this time in life,
and you're a good person that understands reality. So we're gonna accentuate the positives in life. Because you're doing great, girl. You're doing great.
God, no.
You know what I'm saying? You're doing great. I want you to be happy about your life. You're doing great. We got a lot of living to do now. We got a lot of living to do. Don't have me come behind me. I'll be taking you everywhere. You be going everywhere.
Hang out together.
Okay, what's your name?
You were a little boy.
Hi.
Jeannie Ned.
Okay, Jeannie.
Yeah, you just keep hanging in there.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm telling you right now, you did a great job. I'm wrapping my head around and meeting you, and also telling you did a great job at the same time.
That means
It's a pleasure to meet you.
I'd rather at the end of the day be the one standing there with you was the best person. You made us feel the best as a person. How old are you?
2.
How old are you? 2. 2. You got a 2. That's 2.
My name is Pookie the Bird. Pookie.
Happy birthday. Awesome. We're going to be shucking it up. Yeah, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Thank you, God.
Today, God is the greatest. He blessed me and my girlfriend Kim in the world with 2 beautiful baby girls.
She's sleeping.
We have breaking news to tell you about now. Model and actress Kim Porter, who shares 3 children with Sean Diddy Combs, has been found dead.
She just loved me unconditionally, you know. She just loved me just for me. It's like the closest you could be like with a person.
I get to thinking about her, and I go to crying about her.
Today, now I'm a full-time dad, and I'm going to be there for you through everything, all of y'all. Every Sunday, I got to slow everything down and do the family ritual, get the family together, make sure the girls watching church.
There is a definition of grace that is more.
Pops, I love you. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for inspiring. I've looked up to you and admired you outside of you just being my father, just you being just a great human being, a kind human being. I love how you inspire me to keep going, to never stop following my dreams, to always believe in myself.
See your foot, put in that middle part.
And I did it. I wanted to tell you how much I love you, how much I care for you. Thank you for being so supportive of me and my siblings' dreams, for always encouraging us to go for whatever we want. We love you. We can't wait to make more memories with you. Just want to thank you for everything you do for us. Yes. And your love more than you think.
I had to pick this trophy. I want the best person trophy. Because I know in order for me to get into heaven, I'm not going to get in there, well, come on in heaven, you had 20 hit records. That don't mean nothing. And that's what this world is for. They're going to say, oh, come on in heaven, you was a nice person. I love you.
I love you so much.
I love you so much. I love you so much.
Hi, Daddy.
All right, chat, we back. What y'all think? Any tears in the chat? Huh? How y'all feel about that? You see, I was straight face quiet, like no reaction. I'm gonna just chill. Let me Let me just try to be as neutral as possible while I watch this shit. I'm looking at some of y'all. I see a little mixed in there. I see a fuck out of here. I see a no. I see I don't know about that Diddy. I see what y'all Lord. I see a that was lovely. I see a violins. All right. So great video. Great, right? Any tears in the chat? There was in the courtroom yesterday, right? As per reports. Great video. Tactical, of course. I mean, he's at sentencing, right? Well, none of us saw that video before so somebody put that together, possibly his legal team directly, but it's a great video to show the good. The fatherhood side of it was beautiful. Okay. That was the second half. The first half of it, his philanthropy, his involvement with the community, the building of and supporting of schools and giving away grants and helping people start businesses and give people jobs. Be clear. Diddy has touched and impacted one way or another millions of people. Now, that goes for just being inspired. It could be musically. Some kid that watched his album or watched him be a producer or watched, a business venture of him and said, I'm going to try that. Or somebody that actually got next to him and worked with him and earned or learned or, like he's touched and inspired or impacted the lives of millions. This is why this trial was so big. This is why he's Diddy. This is why the mayor gives him the key to the city. This is why he became a billionaire. This is why he had all that money and power and people and resources that was accessible to him. You just can't erase all the good that he has done. I know short videos like that are meant to capture it and present that type of legacy for him. And if you're Diddy, you hope that that's the legacy that you leave behind. That videos like that right there, not this last piece of what's stuck in the front of people's minds, which is, dude, you just had to go to court for RICO and beating on women and abuse and whatnot. Hey, time will tell what his legacy shows. So, great video. He did a lot of great in this world, but is that what y'all were waiting for? The but. And the judge obviously felt similar. The but to it. This is just a harsh reality for people, whether they realize it or not. This world, this country's legal system, and us also as humans, it's all a design to do correct and correct only. This is why there's police that uphold laws. This is why the government enforces laws. This is why even religions teach the do unto thy neighbor, don't covet thy neighbor's wife and all this type of. Everything is pretty much designed for us to do good and good only. Is that reality? Of course not. Everybody makes mistakes, slips up, fucks up, does some wrong in the world. I have, y'all have. None of us are perfect. But for the most part, it's designed to do good. And it's one thing to make mistakes or do some bad. All right. We didn't catch Diddy, got pulled over one day. It turns out, oh yeah, a little personal bag of coke. He's a drug abuser, and he's also breaking the law with what he had as far as a illegal substance. That's not the case. This whole thing is unfolded as years and years and years of abusing other human beings. Okay? Literally, I'll still say allegedly, but literally abusing other human beings. So the good that you have done in this world, in this country, will just not erase it. Will never erase it. It just doesn't work that way. All right. If I catch one body, but I've impacted, I opened 50 schools. I've given away $1 billion. I got fucking Elon Musk fucking money, right? I've given away $1 billion. I've opened 50 schools. I've helped presidents get into office or whatever. But I just happen to catch one body unjustly. I'm supposed to be in jail. That's how it goes, And I guess that's just the reaction I want to have to that video, is that I hear it. I see it. I'm not cold. I think there was a great video, and it's good to see a man, period, not just Diddy, a man, period, or a human, period, in a light like that. It was a beautiful video for a human to have that type of stain on their resume as far as like what I've done and who I've been to many, 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 many people. It's just the other side that you just can't erase with it, you know? Just being realistic. All right, let's answer the question, people. So up here we got what is going around as the breakdown. Diddy allegedly will be released mid-April 2028. And you see College Kid is still putting allegedly up there. But let's do some of the math. Sentencing math is hard. Check it out. Being funny. All right. So 50 months plus sentence equals, minus the 14 months he's already served equals 36 months to go. All right. Times 85%. Is it always that you're going to only do 85%? Or can you still have circumstances that breach that? Still got to have good behavior, not get in trouble in there. They don't want to catch you with a cell phone. I don't know, right? It's not just an automatic 85%, but let's say hypothetically he only serves 85% of that. Okay, that then brings him down to almost 30 and a half months. Okay, cool. Divide that by 12, and you end up with 2 years and a half months. So if that breaks down for him, then he would be out allegedly mid-April 2028. So ARP, what's the answer? What do y'all feel? Is this he beat the system, or did he take an L? An L. Let's see what's the L. That he had some bookings in Miami next week? No, that ain't the L. Semi L. That he's 55 years old. You know, it's not like you're 20 and then you're gonna possibly do 2.5 years remaining and you're still coming home is what some people can consider a kid, right? He probably feels like he's losing the last of his, and then the business. If he could have got out, that's another impact right there. Now, it's not just his age, but the business ties. If I can get out, that also shows that I really went through all of this unjustly. Right? Because I beat the RICO. I ended up with a couple man acts. What I'm trying to tell you or show you guys now is really just, this is the government in my bedroom. They had to treat me like that as sentencing. I got time served. I went home the same day of sentencing, went to Miami, did some speaking engagements, and people look at you a little bit different. So from a business standpoint, that elevates them. That empowers them a little bit. I'm not trying to say that Nike comes out and sponsors them, but based on those circumstances, but it looks good from a business standpoint, because if he wants to get into any positions of power, be a CEO over here, get a sponsorship over here, work on that platform over there, there's a lot of opportunity in Diddy. His name holds weight even without all of this controversy. So business-wise, having to sit for what now is perceived as the judge saying, no, you still need to come get some of this work over here for this, for what you've done. You know, I think business-wise, he's not able to come home and hit the ground running faster. Okay. So that's an L. That's an L. It's an L for his family. They had expectations. It's an L for his legal team. They had expectations. I think it seems like they're the ones that actually put out there during sentencing yesterday that he had speaking engagements. So it's an L for multiple parties, right? Overall, though, I'm going to tell you why I think this is a win. Not just because of the sentencing. The win already fucking happened. The win happened when he went in there and heard the verdict of not guilty to RICO. Not guilty to this, not guilty. All it just came down to the 2 man acts. Now I know if you stack them both, run them consecutive, then you got the prosecution coming along and saying, we want to see 11 years. But that wasn't really nobody thought. We didn't think that over here. We didn't predict that. We predicted on the lighter side. So of what the prosecution offered or what they suggested, 11 years, he ended up catching less than half of that. And all the major stuff he already beat. So as far as beating the system in that regard, y'all came to me with a federal RICO, and I walked away with some freaky shit. Some freaky man acts. The fucking sex workers is pulling up supporting me. He already won in that respect. He already fucking won. So I think the picture that's going around of him kneel down as if like, oh my God. And it's because they thought there was a high probability that that judge was going to let them go ASAP or right away or yesterday. So that's the big letdown. You know, maybe he trumped himself up too much, or maybe his legal team in that respect was too confident making bookings in Miami and shit. You know, maybe he wasn't prepped enough for a worse is not a word, a worse outcome, you know, like our prediction. Hey, 4 years, right? But if he could be out by mid 2028, that further constitutes, dude, look at it this way on the win side. They went at you where it looks like you were an all-time assassin or some shit, like from the raids to the news headlines, to all the civil stuff coming out, to the coverage of this. You were made to be a most wanted top 10 person of all time type of shit. And you walked into federal court and you left with, all right, you still got to go through the trial. It's just because he didn't get bail, right? This is why so many of these people want bail. If he would have made bail, right, and then he goes to sentencing yesterday and gets hit with 4, possibly out mid 2028, everybody would have been like, oh wow, even better. Maybe I think the perception of it is even compounded more because we look at it like you've been sitting there for 14 months, right? And then you only ended up with the conviction that you ended up with, right? So he never got bond. They consider him a threat still to the community and to people outside. So they left him there, and you know, the trial took as long as it took to come around. It's the same thing with Lil Durk. I think Big U was Big U. Did he move for speedy trial? Even Lil Durk. First he was scheduled for November. Now it's pushed out to like January, February, right? He's sitting down this whole time waiting for trial to come. Okay. So I think in the entirety of the scenario, this is a W. If you want to ask the question, did he beat the system? Yeah, right. If you charge me with a RICO and I beat it, and he's one of like what, two or three people that ever beat a RICO that we know about. Like you got Irv, you got a couple beat a RICO, Gotti, John Gotti. Like how many people beat RICOs? Like it's a W. If the prosecution would have got what they wanted, it would have been serving more or got hit sentenced with more than double of what he got. Okay. I think it's a win. I think there's just other circumstances that are greatly impacted, like him, his expectations, his legal team's expectations, his family, and his business. That's the only way I could cut it down. All right. So I purposefully wanted to spend a little bit more time on that with 47 minutes in, because I didn't want to do any other main topics today. I didn't see anything that I felt like we would overburden ourselves with. So everything else is flash news. Okay. Now this flash news might run us a good 20, 30 minutes, but hey. All right. Flash news segment. All right. No main story coverage from this point out in the rest of the stream. All right. So let's walk. Yeah. Nicki and Cardi. I thought that this was funny just to see the summary of it. Here's a list of everyone Nicki Minaj has attacked online in the last 24 hours.
Here are the names of everyone Nicki Minaj has attacked in the last 24 hours. Cardi B, Cardi B's Daughter Culture, Rick Ross, Jay-Z, Quavo, Santana, Oprah, TMZ, Harvey Levin, The Breakfast Club hosts, Jess Hilarious, Lauren, DJ Envy, Charlemagne the God, Gayle King, Mona Scott Young, Rock Nation, Desiree Perez, Atlantic Records, G. Robertson, Stefan Diggs, Cortez Bryant, Al Branch, Sean G, Gene Nelson, and someone she's referring to as Doo James. Here are the names.
I'm going to go through it one more time, and this time I'm going to count. I should have did the first time. Let me actually count.
Names of everyone Nicki Minaj has attacked in the last 24 hours. Cardi B, Cardi B's Daughter Culture, Rick Ross, Jay-Z, Quavo, Santana, Oprah, TMZ, Harvey Levin, The Breakfast Club hosts, Jess Hilarious, Lauren, DJ Envy, Charlemagne the God, Gayle King, Mona Scott Young, Rock Nation, Desiree Perez, Atlantic Records, G. Robertson, Stefan Diggs, Cortez Bryant, Al Branch, Sean G, Gene Nelson, and someone she's referring to as Doo James.
Well, we'll just
Here are the names of everyone.
I don't know who Doo James is. I don't know. Is that possibly LeBron James sticking up for Drake. You know, she does shit like that. The other day I actually missed one. What was the little bar that she had? Oh fuck. She had a little bar and it went over my head. It was like a little sub. But anyway, I think the Doodoo James, if you had to twist my arm, LeBron James for Drake. So we could say 23, 24, 25 people, whatever. Yeah, I think I'm at the point where you know how I get on this this channel, people. I think I'm at the point where I don't like Nicki Minaj as a person. I don't like her. It's too much history of her acting like this. I think she's a bit too. She's a very out of pocket person. You know, I like to see when people are in power, them use it for good. And power comes with success, a following, eyes. You have this mega following and all these little barbs that'll steer direction for you. You know, and that's one of my biggest things with Kanye. I feel like as one of the most influential motherfuckers to come through this bitch, and you act like a piece of shit in front of all of them. You know, and Nicki, I don't think I like her as a person. Yeah, I think I'm at that point. You know, shout out to her for her impact on hip hop and what she's done. Can't take things from people, but as an actual human being and a person, I'm cool. Yeah, I'm cool. Jim, you up to bat.
What's the deal with because the diplomats are not together no more, right?
No.
So I see diplomat gear where everybody can make their own clothing line on Diplomat.
If you smart. You heard? I'm one of the smartest ones. You can't take nothing from me that was mine. I make what I want.
Diplomat.
Sell Diplomat everything. And I'm waiting for somebody to tell me I can't. You heard? I'm waiting. I hope somebody would even fix their lips to imagine they could say, I can't do nothing for the diplomats when I did everything for the diplomats. You heard? I am the diplomats. I'm the diplomats, nigga. I got wings on my back right now. I'm him. If it wasn't for me, nobody would eat right now. We all be going to sleep. Wouldn't be no diplomats. I kept the bird in the sky for everybody to eat, whether I liked you or not. You heard?
You heard?
Now take that fact with you, Jack.
So what's the deal with the
My response to that is I can relate. I can relate. You put so much work into something. It's that I wish a nigga would. That Cedric the Entertainer type vibe. Like I wish, the wish factor. Jim has literally put blood, sweat, and literally all three. Blood, sweat, and tears into the brand, into the Diplomats. I know they had their back and forth about how they actually came together. Oh, we only came and started to fuck with you because you had the crib, the grandma's crib, whatever shit like Cam said when they fell out, you know, and whatever. Who cares? Are you really from Harlem? Are you really from the Bronx? Who cares? We watched Jim for 20 plus years represent the Diplomats taking L's. He was there for Cam. He's there at the brawl at the Rucker Park. He's there at the press conference when Cam gets shot. And people say, like, yo, why are you talking about that Rockefeller did? He's still there right behind him. They got clips of him popping his ass on the roof to the Get 'Em Girls video. He directed songs. He came up. He put out his own music. He directed videos. You know, he's done so much. And every time I look up, he's in Harlem. You know, almost to the point where I'm just like, yo, like, dude, you're very well respected in the industry. You're very well respected in New York. You're very, very well respected in Harlem. But do you need to be there so much? Like pull it up on the hood every 5 seconds. Like, but it's Jim, you know, and you know, when I feel like he do wrong, I'm at him. Just like you see how we got at him the other day for the academic shit, right? And then 2 streams later, I'm back defending him because I call it how I see it. Blood, sweat, and tears into that company. And Cam could say the same that he's saying right now. Jewels could say the same that he's saying right now. Those are guys that we really feel like Diplomats is not the same if you subtract one of them from the timeline of that group. You know, that's why it sucks for them not to all be together right now. We don't want to see Mobb Deep or the Wu or the Dips or we don't want to see them break up. You know, it is what it is. Nothing lasts forever. But Jim got claims to anything related to the Diplomats, if you ask me. And if I ever heard that something was being licensed or trademarked away from him related to him making money with the Diplomats, I would feel a way for him. I would say that's dirty. I would say that's dirty. Even if y'all niggas don't talk, send the lawyers back and forth to each other to figure out how y'all could both make it work amongst each other. Right. I think there was a time where there was a situation. Cam and Jim mentioned something about a discussion over some business. Was it Bird Gang? Might have been Bird Gang as an imprint. And Cam said he asked Jim about it, and Jim was like, "Oh, no, that ain't about nothing." And Cam said, "Ah, cool. If it ain't about nothing, I'm going to trademark it." It's supposed to be my brother. You know, like I can't pull a move like that personally. Cam ain't no fucking angel in their relationship, man. I'm telling y'all. Neither one of them are. But that man deserves to be able to do anything for the Diplomats or underneath that imprint. He does. Okay, Flash News continues. Speaking of Jim, now Jimmy, you up to bat. Let's go.
I mean, that son of a bitch, you know, is really unbelievable. Mr. Son of a bitch. I mean, Mr. Son of a bitch. His loyal. Yes. Yeah, no, I never imagined that we'd ever have a president like this. And I hope we don't ever have another president like this again. I mean, I never even imagined there would ever be a situation in which the president of our country was celebrating hundreds of Americans losing their jobs. There's somebody who took pleasure in that. That to me is the absolute opposite of what a leader of this country is supposed to be. I mean, that son of a bitch, you know, is...
Talk your shit, Jimmy, right? I ain't no Trump fan, so I like it, and I'm going to leave it at that, okay? Flash News continues. What do we got next? I told y'all in the intro, somebody was in the back of a police car chirping their ass off, huh? What's this about? Jake Paul. All right.
I'm telling you straight up, I didn't even know there was a gun in that car. I wouldn't be riding if I knew.
You didn't know it was under the seat?
No, sir. That ain't mine. I don't even care.
You can check anything on me. I got nothing.
Your buddy. Yeah, man. He slid it on the seat. I didn't even see it till you pulled us. I'm just being honest.
Keep your hands where I can see them. The reason I stopped you is 80 and a 45, and you cut across 2 lanes back there.
Yeah, I hear you.
Where you headed in such a hurry?
We were just going to shoot some content. I'm telling you straight up, I didn't even know there was a gun in that car. I wouldn't be riding if I knew.
You didn't know it was under the seat?
No, sir. That ain't mine. I don't even care.
You can check anything on me. I got nothing.
Your buddy. Yeah, man. He slid it on the seat. I didn't even see it till you pulled us. I'm just being honest.
Okay, so yeah. Now people gonna be like, yo, so is he snitching? Because people like to do the separation of street niggas versus civilians. And technically, as a civilian, a tax-paying, law-abiding citizen, if you comply with police, if you offer them information, no, you're not a snitch, right? So I'm not going in that direction of, I'm going in the direction of just morality, you know? Now, I don't know how close he is to that guy. You know, the titles are going around like that's your friend. I don't know. Let me not reach. But if that's there's 2 problems here. Number one, if that's anybody you fuck with, period. Like if you fuck with the person, like just throwing somebody under the bus like that is crazy. And here's problem number 2. It's the same thing Young Thug was talking about on the show with Gilly and Wallow, which is people, for whatever reason, feel like that's the time to talk and it can help you, right? See, when Young Thug was just like, nigga, at least make them think you ain't gonna snitch. At least make it to the precinct. What you think they're gonna pull over and take the bracelets off your pussy at? Like, that is absolutely true. Once those bracelets go on, they rarely come off. That's why the police will stand with you. You'll be detained. They'll talk to you for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, try to figure out what's going on, license, registration. Let me see what's going on. And when they feel like they have what they need, or it's at that level, hands behind your back, turn around, hands behind your back. And when those handcuffs go on, there's got to be less than a 5% chance that they come off. Okay. So if the bracelets go on, and then I'll even bring down the percentage even more. The bracelets go on and you're in the back of the fucking police cruiser headed towards the precinct to be fingerprinted, charged, pictured, and processed. And hopefully, if you're lucky, seeing a judge based on the day at the time he got arrested and bonded. Hopefully, best case scenario. But talking in the back of that seat can help you none. People be forgetting that the police officer is not the fucking judge. Pleading your case after you're already under arrest and in the cruiser on the way to the precinct, pleading your case to them is irrelevant. That's not the arresting police officer's job. It's their job to write the report. It's their job to arrest you. It's not their job to convict or to sentence or to bond. That's not their job. So, like, pleading the story to them, all they're going to do is add that to the evidence for your whole case, because there's fucking cameras. What you say and whatever you say and do can and will be used against you in the court of law. And there's cameras and audio recordings in those cars. There's zero that speaking to a police officer in a police car could ever help you. You want to know what can help you if you're having a conversation with a police officer in a car after you're arrested or after the brakes are on? This is the type of shit that can help you. Yo, man, can you help me out? My cell phone, you took it out of my pocket. Can you dial this number for me? Let me call my BM. Tell her to pick the kids up because I'm under arrest. Yeah, that helps. That's a good thing. If you think you're that fucking cunning and clever to ask the police officer to tell you more of what it's about, I mean, it should have been explained. You're being charged with blah, 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 blah. You have the right to remain silent. But how did we end up here, sir? You know, let's see if he gives you information that maybe he's not supposed to give you. But it's risky because they're more trained than these motherfuckers that get arrested. Let me see. What else? What precinct am I going to? You don't know where the fuck you're going, right? You don't want to be lost out in the world and you get processing, trying to figure out how to get in touch with your people. Somebody help me out. I need bail, right? Like, this is the type of communications you have. But as far as explaining a story of why you were arrested or the charges that may have been given you or the crimes you may have commit allegedly, pleading your case to the arresting officer is zero. It does zero for you. But yeah, you threw your homie under the bus, something crazy. You didn't even wait to get to court. Damn, Jake. I hope Tank beats the shit out of you, B. I just can't be hanging out with one of my homies and just throw him under the bus like that. And I'm not a street nigga. I wouldn't want Mono. Think about if it was y'all. I know he's supposed to be in Flash News, but this is annoying. Just think about if it was you. Imagine, ladies, fellas in the chat, you with your homegirl, you with your homeboy, y'all get pulled over, and your homeboy just says, yeah, you know, I didn't know he had a gun. Shit, he just threw that shit under the... Oh, shit. You know, in certain circumstances, by the time y'all get to the precinct, somebody might even claim the gun. The person that really owns the gun might even claim it. You know? Might just say, like, that's mine. He really had nothing to do with it. He might claim it. That's a little crazy for you to have on camera, homie, but nobody's gonna punish him for that. It's not gonna affect his reputation or nothing. But damn, Jay, that's a little too much to split second, B. Like, there's no way you fuck with that person. Y'all can never be friends again. You was like, bury him, not me. What do we got next? Let me not go to that one first. Let's go to the raid on Cool Kicks. All right. Sneaker store Cool Kicks has been raided by the LAPD. The owner was arrested while he was live on stream. Okay. Some of the footage.
Chat, what the f was that?
Oh, wait. Jerm said don't do that.
What is that? Here? Chat, I don't know. What the fuck just happened? Did somebody swat us?
Nope.
I'll be back, chat.
In the door, waving the fofo.
Is it really? Are you
Turn it off. Turn it off, nigga. Turn it off. Turn it off. Finally, it's because you don't need that footage going out to the world of the SWAT team running up behind you. Hey, get down, get on your knee, get on. You don't need that. Cut the fucking stream off, G. But let's stay here for a small second, because Cool Kicks is a very, very popular sale outlet, right? Of sneaks. A lot of sneakerheads use this platform at some point. What else do we see here? A statement from them. Yesterday, the LAPD impounded a small allotment of Nike sneakers that Cool Kicks purchased and received within the last 48 hours, alleging that the merchandise was stolen. This news came as a complete shock to our entire team. Neither Cool Kicks leadership nor our staff had any knowledge or reason to believe that these products were stolen. We entered into this purchase in good faith, as we always have, committed to running an honest business built on integrity and trust. It is important to clarify there have been no allegations whatsoever from law enforcement that any of the products were counterfeit. That's the only piece that I need, those first two pieces. Because this first part to me, not like I've worked with tactical units before, right? But I almost don't want to believe their representation's public statement in this first part, because it says yesterday the LAPD impounded a small allotment of Nike sneakers that Cool Kicks purchased and received within the last 48 hours. So let's go over here for a second. Heavy police force. Look at all these police officers here. You hear a helicopter above. They got the parking lot. They got the building. Look at this. That is a heavy presence. That is an extremely heavy presence. And I just feel like my gut instinct just tells me that a heavy presence like that isn't put together in 48 hours. Somebody sells you something, you buy it. I'm like, they got to get reports of this within 48 hours. They have to get the warrant. They have to mobilize within 48 hours. They have to deem this a good marchable move. I don't know. It's just like that big move all developed within 48 hours. I feel like Cool Kicks is a well enough known brand that if you took this shipment of alleged stolen goods that you didn't know about, right, and the feds or the LAPD is made aware of it, I feel like they're a big enough platform to want to do like further investigation to see if you can get like deeper into the weeds of what they may or may not got going on, opposed to just jumping out so fast in 48 hours for this one little shipment of stolen goods. Wouldn't they want to investigate and sit on that and try to make this a way, way bigger issue for that type of presence that we just seen? So I'm not jumping to that first piece of this public statement. That third part, though, it is important to clarify there have been no allegations whatsoever from law enforcement that any of the products were counterfeit. That's what I want to pay more attention to, because I feel like if you're a very, very big sneaker outlet or a sales hub and you get rated at that level, birds in the air and all this type of shit, that's what a lot of people's going to think. A lot of your customers are going to start thinking, you got counterfeits in there like that or some shit. And the counterfeit game is the type of shit that these feds mount up like that for, though. Okay, like I could pull up an example real quick. My mind goes there. Do y'all remember? No, y'all haven't seen this before.
Gucci is one of the most counterfeited luxury products out there, and police just busted a counterfeit operation in which fake
Gucci, Nike, some of the biggest companies. Nike is one of the biggest companies in the world. They said this was all Nike related, right?
labels were being put on goods and then sold as Gucci products. Agents say they ended up seizing an estimated $40 million worth of counterfeit goods.
She's a suburban mom who police say financed a jet-set lifestyle by selling counterfeit Gucci clothes. 31-year-old Lindsay Castelli owns this popular boutique on Long Island. But in the store's basement, police say there was a $40 million operation selling fake high-end items across America.
She's your typical mother in a typical community, except she was running a scam. My wife has been in that store.
Nassau County Police Commissioner Patrick Ryder showed Inside Edition's Allison Hall.
I'm just saying, it becomes a big deal. It's federal. All that bootlegging and whatnot, and Nike wouldn't play with you behind that. They would send the wolves for that too. It's all alleged. I'm just saying that stuff like that happens. I don't know. Cool Kicks. I ain't going with your initial public statement 100% like that. I still want to see what's to become of this. 48 hours mobilizing like that because you received a stolen shipment of Nikes within the last 48 hours doesn't hit with me too well. Doesn't hit with me too well. I can't believe, of all people, I don't have a fucking pair of the Brick by Bricks, y'all. I don't. I almost bought a pair in Vegas. They didn't have my size, and it was like 900. Like these are, I don't know what made them so popular. They are actually kind of ugly. Yeah, I wanted them just for the brick by brick parallel, but ugly. What? Come on, who was out wearing these shits? Goated 11s. Goated. Ill. Keep these. Keep these 4s. This purple suede crap. Keep those. Decent. Brick by brick still. Again. Wait, hold on. What we got going on? I'm just real quick. Let me see what y'all got up here. This is not an OG colorway, right? It's not. So those are, they call those the infrareds, right? And then a very popular one is like the cements. But this colorway like this with the black and the red like this, that's not an OG colorway, is it? I forget. Yeezy 350s is always a go. Shout out to Adidas. Fuck Kanye. That's how I justify still wearing all those damn Yeezys I got. That's how I justify people. I'm cool on those. My son wants a pair of these. And I would have got them for him if it was for more than just tearing them up when he's outdoors playing basketball. I didn't think it was worth it. When you get a little bit older, you want to wear some expensive sneakers and you earned it or you're earning your own money, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I could get them and yeah, but some $800 basketball, I'm gonna tear these up in 3 months or I'm gonna outgrow them. See, all the money I spent on my sneakers, you know, like these could sit up here for the next 2-3 years straight, and you'd be like, ARP, you obviously haven't worn them, right? Because they're just sitting up there. Well, my feet is done growing. Like, you buy these for these little kids, you know, and it can't fit them in 5 months, and you tore them up playing basketball. It's just not a scenario where you need $800 sneakers, kid. You know, so I tell him about himself for that. He came home from school one day. Some of his homies were talking about these shits, and I had to sit him down and tell him, like, boy, let me tell you something. How much money do you got on it? You got 500? I'll put in the other 300. You got 5 for me? No. Sit your ass down then and take these $80 sneakers that that you're gonna outgrow in a couple months. Only I get the big shit in the house. You ain't earned it yet, dude. Only I get. Doesn't that sound a little selfish? I'm the only one in the house allowed to have expensive sneakers. Dad, that don't feel right. Reword that, please. Fuck you. Say whatever I want. I'm the king. All right, let's get out of here. All right, we done with cool kicks. Last but absolutely not least, my favorite part of today's stream. My absolute favorite part of today's stream. I don't know this woman, never met her before, never had the opportunity of speaking with her, working with her. But some of y'all called out when the stream started. Y'all said ARP with the new chain on. Yes, I purposefully pulled out my I think this is a Miami Cuban link style. My pink chain, my pink brim. This is every day, but this one I put on, you know, and it's got the symbol in it. You know, I put this one on. So I really pushed my extra pink today because shout out to OTF TMZ. I saw this and a lot of y'all know me from battle rap. So when I seen this from battle rap, I said, oh, this is incredible. What's the caption? Congratulations to Panic as she completes her radiation on the first day of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Blessings, Queen. This was posted 2 days ago.
Okay. I ring this bell 3 times well to celebrate this day. This course
Nice
is
socks.
run, my treatment's done. Now I'm on my way. Okay. I
And
ring this bell 3 times.
to further commemorate the great news for your girl, I haven't had an opportunity of catching any of your battles before, but I'm going to play some of it. So I believe that this is Panic right here on the left, and this isn't a new battle. Sometimes artists get a little sensitive about that, so I'll say it just in case. This is a 10-year-old battle, all right? Let me give the video a like, because all battle rappers get much better over the course of their careers. 10 years, she might sound completely different right now. So I want to put that out there, disclaimer. But this is like a cool video that I found real quick. So I said, let's play some of her bars.
Whatever. Get him. I heard you was talking crazy about them lips. Don't worry. I got something for you, little bitch. Late night, I'm with my hitters. I'm riding in the Vic. Good aim. Grew up in the range. Bitch, I ain't missing shit.
Your face?
Somebody gonna die tonight when light.
See your eyes?
Her Bobby was good at making them bodies flip. This nigga don't run me my shmoney. I'm coming at the
shmoney.
Bitch, slide down the block. Slide down the block. See you hopping in the whip.
I ain't gonna call out the league owner like that. This nigga don't run in my shmoney. Damn. Why y'all be threatening us up there, dog? Y'all be scared the shit out of us sometimes.
Bobby waving goodbye to you and them kids, nigga. Low thin, put the pickle over the Tommy and relish the kids. Hope the dog raps his work.
Piccolo to the Tommy and relish the kids. Ooh, I hear what you're saying. She can rap.
You talking all that lip shit, but y'all ain't get that. I guess y'all just missed the bar. I'm gonna change my name from Panic to Mrs. Bars. Send 10 men in for the OZs to see if this bitch got heart. Cheddar, I know you a biter. I can tell by your bark, but bitch, you slide me some work and that shit stepped on and you short me. Whoo! Big bitch is on. I stay with a convict like I'm Akon with a 9 on me, like I'm Ray John and a 30 in it. Bitch, stay calm and I'm hoodie down like I'm Trey Bomb. Bitch, on Trey Bomb. Think makeup the Mac drawn. This bitch pussy. What's that? Cat dog, you know, cause the bitch and the pussy is a cat and a No. That'll work, y'all. That'll work. No, you didn't see better days. I heard about that second round against you and Tracy Hayes, but Mom told me you won't smoke. Cool. This fire round and how you choking on the haze. They say Cheddar got bars and she ruthless. I said, okay, cool. Well, see how fast you pop off when I nailed this gun to where the roof is. True is. You thought I was a meal ticket. Nah, bitch, don't pop off. Stand here and deal with it. Yeah. You feeling lost? Chill, I help you find you in a little minute. But don't wake them demons. They've been waiting on the field visit. Planned Parenthood for the trait. They had killed children. Oh, you want a gang, bitch.
Yeah. Hello, yeah.
Go punch that nigga in the face, huh? Good work. Was that truthful behind her? He was getting hype. He's definitely, that energy was contagious, huh? I saw him almost do a little PG step behind her for a second too, which is relevant to this being a 10-year-old video. Do y'all remember the era, the PG step? The murders, the Prez Mafias, Show Off, Adi Boom, Dre Dennis, obviously. He kept doing it. So forth and so on. But anyway. All right. Shout out to you once again, Panic. Congratulations. We are done for today. Hour 17 minutes. Oh, nice. Not bad. What's going on with some of the supers over here? We got 80 Rennie, my bad, 804. Salute to you as well, G. I appreciate you. You came in just as the stream was starting. Oh no, we started at 8:30. Yeah, so 8:31. I appreciate you, G. Okay. Mr. White says, have you heard? Oh, yeah. So now that the stream is over, let me pull this up and see what you was talking about. Heard about Kyron Lacey case. What is that? Kyron Lacey case. What is that? Oh, he's a football player. Hit and run case. Oh, so that's the clip that I keep seeing. I keep seeing the headlines. It's like a video footage of saying that didn't prove or proves that he wasn't the driver or something like that. But I didn't know what it was related to. And I was seeing it all yesterday on my social media. So that's what that is. Kyron Lacey's hit and run case takes a U-turn. His girlfriend, Sydney, threads emotional tribute, leaves fans, my bad, pop-ups, leaves fans teary-eyed. Okay, maybe I'll take a look into it. Now, months after Kyrie Lacey died by suicide, new video has emerged of a car accident which the former NFL draft prospect was accused of causing has emerged. Claims it was proven his innocence. Orgy gave a long interview. So this man got in trouble, committed suicide, and then footage came about showing that he might be innocent. Is that the gist of it? Let me scroll down to the chat. I'm catching up right now. Is that pretty much what happened? I remember FTA Smitty says he was charged with a hit and run. He killed himself. Then recently, his lawyer came out with video evidence he wasn't even close to the wreck. Oh. Damn. He's no longer here, so rest in peace. City, y'all gotta come up off. Y'all gotta heavy restitution to the family then, if that's the case. Heavy restitution to the family. Money could never replace a life. But, like at this point, you got to do something for someone. If this is all proved out to be the case. Wow. Or that's what it is. It makes me also want to ask myself, oh shit, yeah, get these out of here. How heavy of a burden was it on him for him to commit? Was he like in the midst of going through trial? Was he already convicted? And then like at what point do we feel like he allegedly committed suicide? Was it after he was charged and he said, man, because that was pretty much, did we feel like that's what happened with rest in peace Tech 9? Because I don't think he was at the point of like trial and all that type of stuff, right? I don't need to try to open that can of worms right now, but wrongfully framed, disturbing new video. Oh man. A new video has emerged of former LSU wide receiver Kyron Lacy's car crash case. In an interview, Lacy's attorney Matt Ori presented security camera video of the. Why did this come at that time though? Said the football star was trailing nearly 100 yards behind a deadly December collision that claimed the life of a 78-year-old man. And so they're saying they got video proof that it wasn't his car. I didn't hear about this case when it was happening. But where was this footage then? I don't know, man. This world, man. This world is tough. Jay came in earlier when we were discussing the Diddy outcome of his sentencing. Have y'all noticed how quickly the days are passing? These 4 years will be over before we know it. And it's possible that it's not even a full 4 that he has to do. He's going to be just fine. The new album is going to be crazy. LOL, this was a slap on the wrist. I'm with you, Jay. I'm not going to call it a slap on the wrist. I think Judge Arun, based on the charges and based on, what seemed to make the most sense for them. It almost seemed like 11 was what the prosecution asked for wasn't going to make sense in Diddy's case. Wasn't going to make sense. So coming to that mid-mark 5-4-ish range, right? That would then be the higher of what maybe it seems like he should have been at. And the prosecution was just all the way down the field with it. Like, fuck that, we want 11. Ask for $1 billion, hopefully get paid $1 million type shit. So if this is the higher end of the expectation, then I guess they would look at it as not a slap on the wrist. They would look at it as like, nigga, we got the max of the full expectation instead of not paying attention to that video that we played in court and shit. But overall, the totality of the amount of time and how high profile this was, I could see why people would say slap on the wrist. The judge felt like this was not a slap on the wrist, though. The judge felt like this was sending a message, because if the judge wasn't sending a message, then maybe Diddy would have been at those speaking engagements next week, right? So Jay also says, the conspiracy theorist in me thinks he was going to get a time served until the Miami event was mentioned, LOL. No, wait, hold on. Nah. So if that judge was pissed at that, which is reports that we were hearing, I would say then the judge goes from 3 to 4. I wouldn't say from, I was gonna let you go home today until I heard you got some bookings next week. Now take this 4. I don't think that. Then the judge definitely shouldn't be in his job. Then it's purely a personal way that he's moderating these fucking cases. Hell no. It may have come into play a little bit, some way or another, but not from go home today till I was gonna let you go, you bitch nigga. But now, nah, I don't see that, Jay. Sassy earlier, who's also been a member for 6 months, comes in and says, appreciate the high vibes and awesome interactions. Thank you, Sassy. It takes multiple. Takes multiple. That's why I clip and I upload. And sometimes uploads are very impactful from a YouTube standpoint. But I do like live, so the interactive nature even allows us to expand the topics. If I did this without the live chat, we're at 125 now, this would be 50 minutes worth of content. I wouldn't be talking and interacting. I would just be straight through the topics and uploading them from a news standpoint. So shout out to y'all. FTH Smitty says, lock Cassie ass up too. She played a part. People gonna say that for years, but I think that's the nature of them turning witness, right? You get forms of immunity because we up here in trial talking about all different types of laws being broken. This girl over here carried his gun form. This girl over here went and opened the door and did the transaction for the drugs. This girl over here, she opened the door to the hotel, let in the male prostitute, paid him on the way out. Bare minimum, you're considered an accomplice to a lot of these situations, right? But if you are my star witness, I'm not coming at you to charge you. I don't give a fuck about trying to get you for some drugs or alleged gun possession 8 years ago. Come take this immunity, sit up here and tell us everything you know about this guy. That's our target. All right. So I don't think they ever could have been in danger of. I think what Cassie worried about the most was her civil shit. Get up there and not fuck up any of her money, because her lawsuit, even though maybe federal guidelines, this was a federal case, may supersede all that type of stuff, but civil is civil, right? So I don't know. I do remember early on, though, that was a discussion that Cassie has certain agreements and stipulations to her receiving her payment from her civil lawsuit from Diddy. So if you get up here now and you get into areas he's supposed to be protected of, do you fuck up your money? Do you open yourself where Diddy can now sue you and say, give me my money back? Because, you see what I'm saying? Other than that, I don't think she was ever navigating anything criminal, Cassie. They didn't give a fuck about no Cassie. Jay says, Diddy called to the devil and said he did trust her in text messages. And here we are. He should have taken heed. That don't ignore your gut. Well, we men, we end up in pocket with a lot of women that we shouldn't be, and the same goes for y'all. To be fair, y'all end up in pocket with a lot of guys y'all shouldn't be. That's just what Diddy should have did it all under the guise of pornography legally. Start a pornography imprint, but I think he just wanted it all to be secret, especially when there's the borderline bisexual stuff in there, right? And his own personal life of thousands of bottles of baby oil, allegedly, and the little kid pools filled up with baby oil, all this allegedly. Yeah, it taints your image if it comes out. So he had his own vices, supposedly. And I can't be Diddy up here receiving the key to the city and people look at me in that manner, right? So a lot of money tied into his image, a lot of money, a lot of business. So, but them girls are not innocent. We saw that. They are far from innocent. Ms. AB here with 5 gifted memberships at 9:37, about 20 minutes ago. Hopefully y'all caught that. Thank you, Ms. AB. Appreciate you as always. The green team. I told y'all, I don't even look at the numbers. I don't know how deep we are. I have no clue. There could be 500 of us. There could be 1,000 of us. There could be 2,000. I don't even look at it, But green team, we in here. Speaking of a green team too, shout out to Wing, man. November 1st, we got that battle that's gonna drop exclusively for members first. Charlie Clips versus Shuni. Clips, you know how we rock. I need another million view battle up here, dog. Like, you know how we rock. Cut it out, my nigga. Cut it out. Jay says, take these lights up, Spider-Man. These light up Spider-Man shoes. Yeah. Well, no, I ain't doing that. Nah, I take it back. So if I go upstairs right now and look at the mud room, what do they got in there? He's got some white and yellow AIs. I made him get those though because Allen Iverson is my favorite player and my son plays basketball. So he's got some white and yellow AIs. He's got some Yeezys up there that he got for Christmas, but I don't think they fit anymore. Yeah, we got to donate those. I still see him sitting there collecting dust. He's got some J's. My daughter got a lot of Converse, a lot of Adidas. She likes those. She's got some boots. She likes to wear boots, even with skirts and shorts or whatever. It's like you getting your little look on, huh? My daughter's stylish. What other sneakers my son got up there? My son wears a lot of Crocs too. These kids, it's like the cool phase is building. I'm watching it, and it's a pleasure to watch. He's got a pair of Dragon Ball Z Crocs, and the way he's not even into Dragon Ball Z. So why does he have Dragon Ball Z Crocs ARP? Let's see how fast I can find it. Yeah, this picture right here. Easter. Right. So for Easter, I bought just a ton of stuff for the kids. And what I do is I put all the gifts like with like a label, like on a little post-it in Easter eggs. Do random stuff like money in some of the Easter eggs. I got a big gold Easter egg as well that normally has like $100 to $200 in it. Some of them have gift cards, Robux, or all that type of stuff. Sprinkle them around the whole yard, and we let all the kids just run and collect the eggs, and then they bring them back. And this past one, I even added a new layer to it where they can do trading. You know what I'm saying? So you open your eggs, and if you're a boy, you got something for a girl, you could trade it, and vice versa type shit. So as you saw in that picture, you know, this is the Dragon Ball Z Crocs up there, right? And there's like 2 or 3 other pairs of Crocs. Actually, you see all those boxes underneath those? I probably had like, damn, I forgot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, at least 13 pairs of footwear I put up here. Games, tag, board games, remote control cars, basketball cards, gum machines, yada 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 yada. But yeah, Easter at Uncle ARP's house is dope. So I bought them a little bit bigger, and he's now wearing them. So that's some of it. But he's into Crocs. You know, I'll look at him play basketball sometimes. He's playing in Crocs. I'm like, that's not how you ball. Like, lace up, play for real. But they got this cool shit. It's just like, no, all I need to do is throw my little flip-flops on. It's kids, man. It's kids. What are you going to do? But now the Spider-Man shoes, he's too big for that. I ain't doing that shit now. $800 Kobe, Grinch Kobe's? No, only for me. Only for me. For you, take these Adidas. Like, let me say one more thing to you on that too, Jay. Parents, new parents in the world. And I didn't even follow my own advice when I went and linked up with Holla when he had his photo shoot, him and Sin, before his son even was born. But I learned a lesson with my son. Because the excitement of being a new parent, you go above and beyond. Like, my son had Gucci sneakers. He had some designer gear at times, and the most expensive sneaker, Jordan, everything. Even before he knew what they was. Like, even when they was like soft bottoms, right? Just because the excitement and I want you to have the best. By the time you get to your second child, you realize how stupid and how much money you wasted. First of all, they gross out of stuff so fast. So I learned along the way as a parent, spend the money when it matters to them, not when it matters to you. And that's the big difference. We do a lot because it matters to us. for these kids when they're babies, 1, 2 years old. Put this Gucci hat on. You know, there's gonna come a time though, they're gonna get bigger and they got peer pressure. They want to fit in. Everybody in school got Nikes. How come I got Jay Spider-Mans on? Right. And I don't want to have you go through that in school. You have to build the confidence of, number one, appreciating what you have, and number two, the confidence of wearing what you got on. But I know how it is to be a kid, right? I can't just enforce the thoughts of a mature man. Like, nigga, who cares if they Spider-Man? The performance of them is good. Go wear them shits. That's not how kids think. You know, I was there too. You know, Converse weren't popular when I was a kid. And I remember somebody got me some Converse for Christmas, and I wouldn't wear them. And my mother made me wear them because it was a gift. And I was pissed. You just can't go to school like that amongst all your friends and peers. You kind of want to fit in a little bit, and you mature and you grow into your own lanes later. You know, like by the time you would get that individualized, you might be in high school. And that's when people start snapping on each other. Like I don't care. Like everybody's got polo on today. I got a Hanes white t-shirt on. In high school, you don't care. But in elementary and mid school and all that, when these kids are small, that's when they pay attention to their friends more. It's a little bit more peer pressure. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna put you in the Spider-Mans, you know. Put you in the Jordans there, because I know what's going on in the lunchroom. It was the same thing in my lunchroom, B. You can't pull up to the lunch table wearing some bullshit. We was popping tags on each other too. Let me flip that tag. What is that? Is that real? Is that knockoff? Is that TJ Maxx? Or is that real polo? Real shit, man. Kids grow up traumatizing each other, B. Oh shit. Yeah, man. Don Bean says, peace to ARP and the gang. I never get notifications on the weekends. I don't like that. That ain't cool. I wish we had a locked in time on the weekends, but we don't. We don't. Do y'all follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook? So I post to a total of 6 profiles as well. When the live goes up on the YouTube, at which point YouTube starts to send out some notifications in batches. They don't send everything. Not all your subscribers get it. They send it out in batches, right? And at that point, I put it on my Instagram story, the Rare Breed Instagram story, my Facebook, the Rare Breed ENT Facebook business page, my Twitter, and the Rare Breed ENT Twitter. So 6 profiles get like just a thumbnail, just quick, boom. You know, so if you follow me and you want to stay close to the time, and YouTube at times, you know, has their ways, algorithm and those type of shit, and your own algorithms as well, then social media will always be there for you. Because anytime I go live, no matter what time it is, I put those 6 social media posts up first. And then when you see that, you can come to the channel and it'll show you at the very top, because I always put the latest live at the top of the channel too as a featured content. You'll go to the top of the channel and it'll tell you what time we're starting on the weekends. You know, if it's Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. But if you go to the channel then after seeing the social media posts on a Saturday or Sunday, then it'll show you, like this morning, for example, 8:30 a.m. And it happened. I posted it by like 8 a.m. So, you know, all right, in 30 minutes, we up. All right. So that definitely is a recommendation for the finicky nature sometimes of notifications. Jay says, I meant to say, didn't Bad Boy Baby yo. I think Jay is on Diddy's head this morning. She's like, fuck that nigga. I think that's how you feel a little bit towards Diddy. I ain't sticking up for him neither, you know. But I do appreciate the entire podcast and chat, the way we covered beginning to end, from allegations to the arrest, to the video, to the pre-trial, to the full trial, updates damn near every day, and then through some of the civil suits, and then all the way up until now, the sentencing. We did a year. We did over a year, right? I think, yeah. So I think that's dope you know, for us to build like that, people knowing and us knowing when we get into the weeds on a particular piece of coverage, we're going to be there from beginning to end. KX says, how can we see the winged card? Good question. So let me do it now live. And wing, don't make a lie out of me. So I got my Instagram up here. What's this posted? Cassie's attorney issues statement amid Diddy sentencing. Fuck it, let's take a quick look at this. KX, what do you got us doing right now? Oh my goodness. All right, let's take a quick look. While nothing can undo the trauma caused by Combs, the sentence imposed today recognizes the impact of the serious offenses he committed. We are confident that the support of her family and friends, Ms. Ventura will continue healing, knowing that her bravery and fortitude have been an inspiration to so many. That's her attorney. And that's even what the judge addressed, said that Cassie and Jane, you know, took the front lines and they are to be praised for this. Okay. All right, but let me stay on task. I'm going to winged. Is it on the winged or is it on the leader? There we go. All right, so here's the card, which is kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie. So she got you can Cash App or VOD. So here's a Cash App. I believe that's also to be in a building, or you might even be able to Cash App for the VOD. Double check and some of her more details. But here goes the VOD right here. rapgrid.com/bodies in Brooklyn. And if I look at one of the flyers, it says lucky number 7 announcement. Get your pre-sale VOD at rapgrid.com. The flyer says November 1st pre-sale. Antics, $40. That's a nice price. Got the Cash App there if you want to go Cash App. And if you go to RapGrid, you know RapGrid does a PayPal. So she's covering y'all both ways. She learned that from being home at RBE. We might be the only platform that I remember, definitely one of the only major platforms that was doing Cash Apps for our sales. RBE. I got to a point where I said, I see too many fans that don't have PayPal. And I introduced the Cash App. And the thing about the Cash App, you got to appreciate it. It's a manual effort because every time a Cash App hits, I need to go to the guest list and add that person's Cash App name to the list that I give to the door girl. So from the moment we start the sales all the way through the day of, the morning of, I got to manually myself every day keep up with all those. You know what I'm saying? But that's customer service. It is what it is. It's a job. You know, it's a job. I'll be looking at some of these league owners like, what do you do? Like, what do you do? Me? You listen to certain people behind the scenes say ARP is a guy that at some point, and also for a large point of the RBE tenor, had his hands in everything, from editing to producing to hosting to booking to negotiating to contracting to arguing to promoting to coordinating. I booked that. There was a time when I was booking all the flights in the hotels, everything, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. I'm proud to have my hands, and that's why I take that gym position. Like I wish somebody tell me. But shout out to Wing. You know what I'm saying? You learn from the best. Now you got to put in your work. But you definitely was underneath the best. Ain't a better league owner than me. Yeah, I said it because I know too much. It's not overall. God could do everything. Some of y'all can't even finance your own cards. Some of your biggest league owners can't finance their own cards. I financed every card. All right. Y'all ain't better than me. Not a better spokesperson than me. Not a better thinker than me. Not more creative than me. Not a better person than me. You're not a better matchmaker than me. Not a better editor than me. Some of y'all might be a better host at times. I give some of y'all that. Not a better league owner than me, though. Ever. All right. Fuck you, by the way. Nah, I take that back because I ain't talking to nobody. I'm just having fun. All right, we're going to get up out of here. All right. Yeah, a little bit. Every once in a while. You know what I'm I'm saying? You gotta enjoy your own hard work every once in a while. Gotta be able to respect your own shit, appreciate your own shit every once in a while. Okay, what time is it? It's 10:15. We pushed the stream out even another 20 minutes of hanging out, talking shit, having a little bit of fun. A couple extra exclusives that I didn't expect. Cassie's lawyer, ARP talking shit about league owners, pulling up Wayne's car. Shout out to the end of the stream hangers. You never know what's gonna happen, man. But I'm gonna get up out of here. I gotta run these errands. I gotta bust these moves. I'll catch y'all tomorrow morning. If I do go out tonight, I'm gonna try to make it by at least 10 a.m. But we'll see. Keep your eyes on the social media. Keep your eyes on the channel. And I'll catch y'all in the morning. Be safe, y'all. Enjoy y'all Saturday.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss making decisions, my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry True Podcast. Welcome to the house up. And shout out to the members.
Without my thing, still got a gun. Come on!